Hi, everybody, it's April. I was trying to finish off my week, and now it's finished. I feel better now. I had this little guy. I used to teach little kids in the daycare, and it went all the way from newborn, like 6 weeks old, all the way up to like 12 years old, okay? And at the end of my time at daycare, I became a leader. And in doing that, it being like the director, I realized that I did not want to sit in the office chair for 9 hours a day. I was like, something has to break this up. And my favorite people were the little toddlers. Well, not toddlers yet, like right before that, like 18 months. Those are my favorite. And they were so cute, but they could like do some things for themselves, like help you wash their hands and stuff. And I had this one little guy that got on everybody's nerves, just to be honest. He was like the first child, the only child, and he was what they call spoiled rotten. He was used to telling his parents what to do, when to do it, how to do it. And he had them wrapped around his tiny little finger. And the problem is that didn't work at daycare because there were, 12 little ones around the same age, and you can't focus only on this one who's used to being the center of everyone's attention at home, like. So I ended up being the one that stayed with him all morning until the regular teachers came in, like 3 hours every morning. And he was, to me, like adorable. And he would act right mostly for me after he got used to me. And he realized that he couldn't do to us what he did to his mom at home, okay? Kids are smart just like, other people. They're just little people, but he had figured out who he could do stuff to and who he couldn't. He was playing his mom like a fiddle. But anyway, my time with him ended, and after it ended, it felt like there was this empty space, in my life. But one day, I was randomly at a discount store that I won't name, and I ran into him and his mom. I was at the register, and before I noticed them, I heard his little voice. It was like, I don't know, 2 years later, a year and a half later, something like that. And some tiny little voice said, "April." And I was like, like I knew immediately who that was. But the reason why I was shocked is because he hadn't figured out how to make that PR sound when he was with me. And like he had figured out how to say my name. And I was like, and I turned around and was like, oh my God. And his mom was looking like, oh man, I thought I didn't have to deal with these two anymore. But she was pleasant enough. And I was so glad to see him again. He was way taller by then. And I just want to say, like, those little simple things in life are worth just sitting in and pondering on. You know, the scripture says, whatever is good, like, think on those things. I'll put the scripture somewhere, I don't know, on the screen, in the description somewhere. But I want everybody to have a beautiful weekend. Um, I don't know if I'll have something to post or not, unless I start talking about my life stories like this right now. Bless y'all. Bye.